Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to a very special episode of the Queerosphere Podcast.
We are here in our humble abode.
Where we abode humbly.
Instead of the studio, which is where we usually record season 2.
Yeah. I have DBD. It's a real disease and I have it.
Dumb bitch disease.
Dumb
and we forgot some key things at the house when we were at the studio. So now we're here in the humble abode and we're doing a very special episode. Cry, what are we doing?
Today we are doing a vibe check for 2023 for season 3 of our podcast and the quarterly. So we're doing a vibe check tarot read for 2023.
It's gonna be really cool. So but first, our check-in question today is: what are 3 words that describe the vibe for season 2 of the Queerosphere podcast? Oh. Just 3 words, though.
3 words. Okay. Prosperous, vibrant, shit show.
A prosperous, vibrant shit show, Cry says. That's super funny.
It was all of the above.
I'm gonna say it was new. Like, the word conquering comes to mind.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna use the word comfortable. It was comfortable. I only do that exercise because we start somewhere. We're here in this season, so if that's what it was like for you. I mean, yeah, I feel like I'm on the same vibe. On the same vibe with season 2 and what you've described so far, so.
Yeah, I think that we really pushed ourselves, and I'm not disappointed with the outcome.
I liked that we stuck to the plan that we had made. Yeah.
We made a solid plan, and it really helped. We had more direction, I felt like. We were very concise.
And I will say the studio helped. I think being in a different environment, because recording here today while it's a tarot read is like totally what you said, crunchy. But I think being in the studio, that was a very good step up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, but we're here on a vibe check now.
Yeah. So, we're doing a 2023 vibe check.
I did my tarot reading prior to this because I'm really fucking slow. It would have taken us forever sitting here to do 2 different tarot readings, I felt like. So yeah, so do you want to set the scene here for the tarot read and start us off though by doing one?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna bodily vibe check 2023. We're going to bodily vibe check 2023.
Bodily? What do you mean by that?
With our whole body.
Oh, with our whole body, like BAWDY,
yeah.
Body. Because
body.
Whole body.
Body. We're going to...
Body, yaddy, yaddy.
Yeah. So, what we're going to do, it's going to get wild in here.
Okay, you're going to have to describe because they're not here to see us do it.
Uh-huh. We're going to get wild in here. So, I'm going to use these guys, my guided Rider-Waite, for the base of the read.
Okay.
And then if we want to explore deeper, we're going to use these wacky guys over here.
Okay.
The Cat Tarot, the Golden Girls Tarot, and my Modern Witch Tarot deck.
Okay.
Because I think that these I'm not going to give an entire lecture on how tarot goes today, but I feel like these all have separate enough vibes that we can use them for different types of advice.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
If you have any direct questions that you would like answers to, I have my what the
pendulum Ouija board thing.
Yeah, I have my pendulum board here. It has yes, no, rephrase, maybe. That's for direct questions. We can refer onward. And that's how we'll do it.
Okay. So
it's going to be very fun. But I also have a book here for references, just in case we need, extra help.
Okay.
It's always good to have a book.
Yeah.
I have Tarot Made It Easy, and that's like an at-a-glance, abbreviated type man. Okay, so we're gonna do this spread that Lou made. That's like specifically tailored to us. So I'm gonna focus on the first question for the first card, which is, what would bring us success? Oh,
Page of Cups.
Mm.
I like that we read that at like the same time.
So the Page of Cups on my little cheat sheet here, it says, don't let your emotions get in the way. The cups are, as a whole, deal with emotions, and the further you get into the numbered cards, the minor majora, the further you get into it, the closer you are to the completion of your journey.
Right.
So the Page of Cups is 2 cards away from the end of your journey. And it really reminds you to be reflective in what you're doing and to move forward with kindness and to be empathetic in what's happening around you. But it's kind of a reminder to, like, not let that stop you. Like, here's what this is saying. Don't be in your feelings.
Don't be in your feelings. No, yeah.
The bitch says don't be in your feelings.
I don't know if I get don't be in your feelings. I think I get more like be aware of your feelings.
Yeah. But it's like, don't let the, because like being in your feelings is like when you're like letting your emotions get in the way. It's when you're like so stuck in where you are in your emotions that you're not moving forward like you're supposed to.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so that was what would bring us success. Okay. The next question is, how do we define success? And it's like crossed on top.
Of this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because they go hand in hand. Like, what would bring us success, but also how are we defining success for ourselves? So
Okay.
they just kind of cross on each other. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Ah, that's so funny.
I draw this card every fucking time. So we pulled the 3 of Swords. For those of you who don't know, the 3 of Swords is a very foreboding image.
Yeah.
It's generally somebody, or in this deck, it's a heart being stabbed with 3 swords. Sometimes it's like a whole person being stabbed with 3 swords.
Yeah, and it's also raining behind it with storm clouds. Like, I always focus on that when I read the 3 of Swords too. Is like the stormy, like,
yeah,
like it's like an aw fuck.
For those of you who don't know, like, it's a very foreboding and very intimidating card.
Yeah.
There are very few that are as visually intimidating in the minor arcana as the 3 of Swords. The 10 of Swords comes to mind, is very visually, is kind of a slap in the face also.
Yeah. So what do you got from it? What is your intuition bringing you in this reading?
So a harsh truth is better than a soft lie, is what it says.
That's so funny.
In the context of the question, is sort of a symbol of, like, adversity is how we'll know that we're that we're on the right path.
Well, you know,
here, maybe we should grab some clarification on this from another.
I mean, I also have something to say, which is just that, like, Sophie said something to me, which, when I was talking to her about Queerosphere over the winter hiatus that we had taken, which is just that, she said that, like, we're in a field that is so in and so highly competitive right now. Right. That, like, the adversity part to me makes more sense in that regard. Right. But, like, to like actually have success, like, up against, like, the world, or up against, like, you know, just a lot. You're up against a lot. Like, this is not a field that's by any means, like, lack for anything. Right. Yeah. Maybe, like, in the niche that we're trying to, like, put into, there's some uniqueness and, like, innovation. I think we have a lot, like, of that. I think we have a lot of, like, unique things, but that's essentially what I thought of, like, the instant you pulled the card.
You know what? That's a good point. I immediately thought about the fact that I'm going to be most likely living in Deer Park with my family for the first time in a while, and it's going to be further, and it's going to be harder, and it's going to be more difficult and more time consuming and more energy consuming.
Yeah.
For me personally.
Well, that, and, like, I've been thinking about moving to California at the same time.
Yeah. Exactly. So we've got, like, we know that if it's hard, that we're going in the right direction.
Which is, like, an interesting,
but I mean, like...
a weird path.
For me, it seems pretty natural, because in video games,
you
know that when you're going in that's how you know you're going in the right direction, when you encounter enemies. Well,
I was going to say, in my own life, all I've been doing is hard things, and I'm pretty okay right now, so...
Yeah. Like, yeah. To me, it makes perfect sense. It's video game logic. Let's give a little ask on what we can do. Give us some advice.
Give us some advice on this card?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to turn to my Modern Witch Tarot to give us some advice.
We need some Modern Witch Tarot advice, because this is a Modern Witch problem.
This is a Modern Witch problem. Yeah. You ask Modern Witch questions. Yeah, this is a Modern Witch problem. How are we... It's like... What's some advice that you have for us to overcome the difficulties that are going to bring us our success?
Right.
Is what we want to know.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we're looking for here.
Yeah. Please. If adversity, then what?
Yeah. If adversity, then...
Question mark? Oh my god, that's hysterical. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
10 of swords.
The 10. I mean, okay, can I just be honest? Like, that's what it feels like that we've been doing.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it. This 10 of Swords is, it's a meme. It's reminiscent of a meme, the one where the dog is on fire. But it's a girl laying on her phone with 10 swords in her body, and she's just kind of doom scrolling through her phone, obviously, and it says everything is fine. I can't believe.
And it sticks with the swords, which makes me think that, like, it really is, like, speaking to us directly about this intellectual adventure. Yeah,
it's speaking to us that, like, we're already doing it. We've already done it.
Yeah. 3 goes here for you. And it's, what areas do I need to work on? Oh, and it's for you. So, like, you're asking this question about you personally. The next one will be, like, me personally.
Okay.
So.
In the great tradition of Paris is burning, the library is open.
Exactly.
What does Lou need? What does Lou need to do to keep in mind to be the harbinger of success?
Harbinger of success. I like that.
Thank you. I was playing a lot of Skyrim.
LOL.
The 5 of Cups.
Interesting.
Feel your grief, but know that things will get better.
I mean, I feel like that's just like a life journey thing for me. I don't know. What else? What else you got for me?
Okay. So, like, 5s are, like, they're approximately halfway through a journey.
Right.
So...
I want to say I also pulled 5 of Cups in our reading.
Oh.
Yeah. It wasn't for this one, but I understand that it, like, means, like, sort of the glass half empty versus glass half full mindset.
Yeah. So, in the context of, like, achieving success, it's basically pretty much exactly what this entire thing has been telling us. Which is that we're already doing what we need to do. Like, so this would just be a reminder that, like, while you're wading through it, like, to remember the other side of whatever you've chosen.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so like to get more specific, I feel like then what it's leading me to think.
Let's get some granny advice.
Some grandma advice. That's always the advice I like taking. No one but grandmas. Just kidding. My grandma gives horrible advice. Don't listen to her. Don't listen to that baddie bitch.
Yeah. Let's get some grandma advice.
Okay.
Let's get some clarification on what we're talking about here. So we're a little confused. It was a little vague, we felt. We'd like to understand more.
I'd specifically like to understand more about the grief.
Yes. We'd like to understand more. Lou would like to understand more about the grief. What grief are we talking about? Is the grief a metaphor?
Yeah.
Is the grief a metaphor?
Or is it the literal grief?
Yeah.
that I know I've felt in my life?
Let's see here. Yeah, let's figure that out.
Here, let me pick a card. How about that?
Pick a card.
Okay. I want to somewhere in here. I'm going to go like this. I got a 4 of Swords.
Oh.
She's just chilling on her like little thing, looking like she's
Who is that? Is that Dorothy?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Dorothy chilling at the poolside with the 4 of Swords. Oh yeah, it is Dorothy. What sort of feeling do you get when you look at it?
It almost seems like she's using the swords not in any sort of way, but to like protect herself if.
Yeah, they're very much like
they're positioned.
Try me, bitch.
Yeah, they're positioned like try me. I'm chilling over here, but like I've got all these like knives.
So many 4s indicate fruition or the manifestation of an idea, along with the foundation or space where things can grow. Success. You are going to have your way and or gain the help or support of others. You will also be successful in attracting love or romance.
Is that why there's tension?
I guess.
Oh my god.
Special guidance. You will get what you want. A stoic. Your affairs are in accord with heaven.
Okay. I think then it's like leading me to think that it's exactly what you were saying, which is just like it's reaffirming.
Yeah.
All right. Cry, what do you need to work on?
Yeah. What do I need to work on? What is leading me towards my success? Where do I need to find? What do I need to find within myself to do that? Good vibes only. The opposite of what my shirt says.
All right.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Drag her. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, the 6 of Wands. You have earned every one of your successes.
Nice.
Okay, so like the 6, so Wands deal with.
Oh my god, that's wild. I pulled 6 of Wands twice in my reading.
Whoa.
This is the 3rd time it will have come up in the same context.
Whoa. I don't know. I'm not close with the Wands, if I'm gonna be honest. I see mostly swords and cups in my readings. The 6 of Wands is showing me coming into a place of healing, which I definitely feel in my life, but I don't get advice from this. The 3 of Pentacles. Okay. That my views are coming into context, like what I actually wanted to do. Like I'm understanding more about what I wanted to do with I'm finding my way finally, is what these things are telling me. So this to me feels really affirming that like on my mental health journey and on my journey to actually pay attention to my life, that I'm actually doing it. That's what that feels like to me.
Yeah.
Because the 3 of Pentacles is about pursuing your passions. Did you have anything to add for either of these that you see, that you think?
The only thing this one literally made me think of was this is the only part where we're seeing investment into it, and the only thing that I think if I just know you is that we both want to invest more, and I think I just see you doing that more, not necessarily money, it could be any time, whatever, the things you invest,
being intentional with my time more.
Yeah. And then for me, I think honestly it really made me think of my Scooby-Doo podcast and how I'm literally exploring grief. The next 6 episodes are getting better of the podcast, so
want to ask this board here. Is the grief literal grief?
I think it's like a clear yes to me.
Yep.
Which, like, literally, like, it makes me think this Scooby-Doo podcast is, like, literally a conduit.
Yeah, for your, like, healing your age-old grief.
No, not even that. Like, I don't, like, to healing the grief is already done. I don't know if you knew this about me, but I completed, like, a 9-month grief counseling course when I was, like, 23.
Oh, yeah, you said that.
Like, the grief part of my life isn't new. What's new is exploring it in a different context. As literally a storytelling mechanism.
Gotcha.
That's what it makes me think of.
Yeah,
so when
absolutely.
I think of success, if we're thinking like you investing more time, me putting it in the directing it in the place where I have been directing it, makes me think that, like, you know, what exactly is going to bring us the success when it comes to, like, this media shit. It's like,
yeah,
you never know what could go viral.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a wild ride, and I think it's really interesting. I think, like, with our goals that you were saying, like, your values of where it's, like, local, where we're putting our money where our mouth is, it's like this thing is, like, to me, I thought the word conduit, like, that's, like, what I thought was, like, it's, like,
like, we're being more present and intentional with what we're doing and how we're doing it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And I think this is definitely telling us that we're going in the right direction. Yeah. Even though it's hard.
Okay, so the next one is 5. It goes here, and it is, what areas can we work on together?
What can we do together? What can we do? The library's closed. That's the one. Oh, the 8 of Cups. Like, make your decision and take action with confidence. The 8 of Cups is about, I say the consequences of your action, but, like, the fruition of your work you're beginning to see. Emotionally. But also there's, like, isolation. Does this have something to do with our living situation? No, not that. Okay, well, let's see if we can get some cat advice. I'm gonna ask the cats if they know what the fuck. So it's not about our home situation.
It's about working together. Cats are colony.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing together? What are you doing together?
What are you doing together? We'd like a clarifier on this one. It's about what we can do together.
To achieve success.
To
work on it. To get there. Another step. What's another step here?
Page of Wands.
How cute is that?
It's very cute. The Page of Wands. Okay, and I'm going to pull one more because there's 2 of us. The Page of Wands, and then the 7 of Swords. No, the 6 of Swords.
So if we're going from the 8 of Cups into the 6 of Swords, for me, if we're doing, like, an actionable item, then mine is saying that I'm in a state of transition, leaving something behind and moving towards something different. It could be changing, like, literally moving a house, changing jobs, or something like that. And so if there's anything that's, like, holding me back, like, the advice is to essentially reflect on any emotional and mental baggage I'm carrying and remove the weight to move forward and transition into the place where I want to go.
Okay, so this one is about... This one says, your success will come through repeat clients, social connections, business associates, and in moving on new ideas and trying to make do or stick out the old. So maybe that's what it is. It's telling us that we are acting too individually and we need to come together.
And then these cards, I think, are telling us how. And this one says something about transitioning into something new. And then this one is telling me leaning on networking and, like, social connection.
You've been doing all of the networking and social connection.
Yeah.
You've been doing a lot of it. So I think this is telling me maybe I need to be more involved in that.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, like, it would help me just because it's the part I don't like the most. Like, only because it takes a lot of energy for me. Not because I'm, like, that type of person, but because it just takes a lot of energy for me to get through a motherfucking day with other people. Like,
yeah. And I love to be engaged with other people. So maybe this is telling me that the advice for me really is that if we are doing things individually, we need to start reassigning the tasks based more on my involvement with this.
Okay.
In that aspect. Does that sound like it, or is that?
I think it reads. I think it tracks. I think this is a very reaffirming type of reading. I don't think it's trying to tell us anything we don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Like, I think a lot of the time when I'm working, it's in here. And I just, like, I would really like to be living in my own space and, like, doing my own thing and going somewhere each day and doing, like, the routine that is ideal for my fucking mental fucked up person. So I just, like, want that. And I know that's what I want. And that's sort of the next step for me. And I think, like, because of some of the other cards that we've pulled at some point, or the conversations that we had, that, like, our next step doesn't come without this, like, moving component. Yeah. And I think for me, like, it comes with the personal. Yours comes with the professional. Yeah. And I think that, like, working together, to me, it really seems like as we have so many relationships going, that we need to make sure that they're cohesive, or at least each have their structure, foundation, and stuff like that. So
right.
The last thing is just a general advice card. Do we have some general advice left over from the reading? Is there any residual energy giving us some advice for success for the next step, I would say, since we just read all that? Yeah.
Okay, what's our advice? What is your, like, final analysis of the vibe check? What is, like, what's the theme? What's the motto? What is it that we need to pay the most attention to this year to make it, you know? Bada bing, bada boom, that type of thing. The Knight of Cups. Express your creativity with compassionate emotion.
Aw, that's sweet.
Oh. Remember to be kind. Wow. It's about communication and growth and connection. You know, the Knight of Cups he's like a regal dude. You know, that's what he's about. He's a very chivalrous type looking man.
It makes me think, if I'm gonna read it, I guess, is that the friendship that we have blossomed together, I think, is very much, like, based in love, based in that, like, I don't know, I, like, even though I wouldn't describe you as, like, a romantic person, I'm a very romantic person, and I romance every friendship that I have.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just, like, I read this as a very, like, it's interesting in context with the first card, though, where it says, like, let go of your emotion, and I wonder if that first card wasn't for us to just see in the beginning to get to this point of, like, kindness and sensitivity.
Yeah. I think that that's absolutely needs to be a reminder for us. Not just, I mean, it speaks to not just what we need for each other, but, like, what we need to remember and what we're doing. Because, you know, representation and, you know, community connections and things like that.
Yeah.
Like, they become rotted and yucky if they're rooted in greed.
Yeah.
And the only way to really, like, keep it 100% kosher is to go into it with kindness and have that be your first priority, and compassion in what you're doing.
Yeah.
You have to remember to, I think it's just, you know, letting us know to remember to continue doing what we do for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And to move forward with that in mind. And I think that that's great, because we do that anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're really not about that bullshit.
Yeah. It really just, like, it puts into context for me this thing that I've been feeling for a really long time, which is, like, I was going to school last year, at the beginning of last year, at the end of 2021 into 2022, and I quit in 2022, literally damaging my entire life, and then going to depression mania, finally psychosis, that, like, the things that happened to me last year paved, like, this sort of, like, weird way into me thinking that, like, there is a better way that the world could be treating someone like me, and I want that representation seen, heard, and delivered, especially locally, up against a lot of the other stuff that exists here, money is usually involved. I think we can't do nothing. We can't not have money involved. It's not the reality that we live in. And so when I think of that, I just think it's not the whole story. I think there's like, I think you're right when we do it for the right reasons, when we have those values instilled, which we both are very people with huge amounts of integrity. So like that will show. I think that authenticity will show.
Yeah, exactly.
So
100%.
Do you want to clarify, or you picked up another deck after, but then I started talking at you, so.
Oh no, I was just picking it up to put it in its box.
Okay.
No, yeah, I think that's a pretty good vibe check. Like if we really just take it in as a whole, it's really about just reminding us that if we stay grounded with what's important to us, even through adversity this year, we're gonna be fine. Like everything will be fine.
Yeah.
Like we just have to do the damn thing.
Yeah.
I've been getting a lot of my tarot reads this year reaffirming to just like trust my instinct and my understanding of the world, and like trust what I know is like right, and trust my ability to suss out like what is right and what isn't.
Yeah.
Like that moral compass. And so I see that coming through here for both of us, and I think that it's not a bad way to guide your life. There's not a lot of like positivity here necessarily, as much as there's grounded truth.
I expected that much.
Yeah. We're depressed. We don't do positivity.
I don't do like fake shit. Like it's authentic for me. It's like if it's not authentic, then I don't get it.
Yeah. I guess that's it. Real shit only.
Real shit only. So I did the same thing, and then I did like this other like 4-corner read into the reading. The same spread that we'll take a picture of. I'm just gonna read the differences because I think that will just be the highlight. The first card I pulled that asks like what would bring success. The first thing that it said to me was 9 of Swords, which indicated, it's funny that we have so many swords, but it indicated reaching out for help. Mm-hmm. We're surrounded by like fear and anxiety, like you said, we're depressed bitches, but also like we don't want to feel hopeless, and that's like our current situation, kind of like how it felt.
Yeah.
The next step, how do we define it, then brought me the 5 of Cups, which was that glass half full versus glass half empty. But it's like our choice in whether we're going to experience that self-pity or embrace the opportunity that we're either given or stumble upon or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's very in line.
And I think like when I think of defining success, I'm like, yeah, like I think I like to believe that things are up to me, like to decide. Mm. But I have control issues, so. Then on the third read, which was me, it was like, what does Lou have to work on? I got the Empress reversed. Ooh. This is so cool, Cry. This is so cool. This part, the only, I'm pretty sure the only major arcana that I actually pulled were for me and you. The specifics for me and you. Oh. So, and they were both reversed. So you got Temperance reversed. Think about that, bitch. And then and I got the Empress reversed. And so for me, it told me to take back personal power, fill my own cup, focus on myself, but that it like also identified like creative blocks, and then I'm not really letting my creativity flow how I'd like to, like only like half the time, not like the majority of the time necessarily do I feel, but like it says foster compassion, independence, and trust for myself. For you, it said Temperance reversed. I wrote restore balance and moderation. Something like for you, flow-wise is off as well. And like it said like visit long-term goals and visions for your future. Prioritize so your whole life can find balance.
Yeah. That's what I've been working on. Because like I used to go all out at everything until, like, I would get to the point that I was so tired that I didn't have energy to clean up.
Yeah.
It would be like if I was working on a project, I would work on that until I was completely depleted, and I wouldn't, like, leave energy to clean it up, so then I'd just sleep on top of it.
Yeah.
All the stuff, because that's the kind of nasty bitch I am. And waking up and realizing that it's about how I'm doing it. It's like, are there some things that, well, like, oh, my siblings could do all this and then do that and get it done, but then realizing that it takes more of my energy to do that than it does theirs.
Right.
You know? So, like, I need to set my own scale and spectrum for it, where, like, I do it until this point, so I have enough energy to clean up after myself.
Moderation.
Yeah, exactly.
So it resonates in some regard.
Yeah, in all the regards.
And it's also just shocking to me that we both got reversed major arcana in those readings. Like, to me, why I sat down alone was to see how much power I could pull. Like, what exactly like I wanted the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, Lord Jeebus. So, anyways, the next one is what can we work on together? And I got the 9 of Cups reversed. 9 of Cups. What does success... So I wrote down this in quotes. What does success mean to me? How will I know I found success? Which is just, like, I think coming into this other reading, right? Like, we want to, like, focus on, like, actually evaluating the definitions, reconnecting with our goals, or, like, the other option is having everything fall to the wayside. So, like, the best thing to do is create that action plan that I think we saw in the 8 of Cups with those 2 poles.
Yeah.
So, general advice that I got was the 6 of Wands, and this is the interesting part, because I did pull 4 more cards after that. The 6 of Wands I pulled twice, and it just generally reaffirms success. Be proud of your hard work and challenges. Will be overcome because we'll have support, we'll have success, with the focus and the no fear components that we've been talking about.
Yeah. I'm glad that, like, it's gonna be hard, but it's not really gonna seem like it's hard because it's already hard.
It's like it's your type of hard, bitches.
Yeah. It's like it's already as hard as it's gonna be. I feel like that's what it's telling us, is that it's gonna continue to be this hard, but it's not gonna get any harder than this.
Yeah. It gave me, in the 4-corner reading, which was a different deck. So the first deck that I used was, like, my money deck, because I wanted success. It was,
right.
like, the closest thing I could get. The second deck is just, like, my general, like, very spiritual deck. In the first card it pulled, when I asked, like, a general theme for 2023, it pulled the King of Pentacles reversed. No, wait. Yeah. But the King of Pentacles reversed. We are no longer judging money. Money doesn't feel respected, so it's not here for us either. Like, if we continue to, like nag, essentially, it's not going to be here for us either. The King says, look at life holistically. Money fits in here how? And I was like, as a theme for 2023, as a theme for season 3, I'm like, I don't get it. I literally wrote in a different color pen because he didn't get it. I wrote, it doesn't fit in at all right now. Why do we care? So I'm leaving that up to you maybe to digest. We can talk about it later, but that's the card that I pulled. The second one was a strength that we're coming from season 2 into season 3, and I got an 8 of Swords. It made me think, like, okay, so, like, we have been in these ruts, like, that this reading had told us, like, we have been in these, like, sort of situations, but we have, like, inner power, we have inner wisdom, and we can create the happiness. It's like, it reminded me of, like, we have the inner strength to battle these demons that we're constantly seeing.
Yeah.
Lean into help and resources if we need perspective and accountability. And that's interesting too. I'm getting more support. Like, there's more support coming through.
Yeah, there's definitely an overall community vibe.
Yeah. Which is something I've been, like, as a goal generally just wanting to explore with Queerosphere.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So one of our weaknesses, it gave us the Chariot. Yeah, our Chariot says, the signs, I wrote this, there's a sign of success if disciplined, strong willpower, committed, courageous, and having faith and moving on, like moving along, like chugga 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 chugga.
Yeah, we struggle with that.
And I think we struggle with that. I think we're always like being pulled, being stopped, being pulled, being stopped.
Yeah. The Chariot's a force to be reckoned with.
And that's the only other major arcana that I've gotten in the reading. We've only got 3 in like a collective. And then the last one was a clarity or wisdom, and I got the 6 of Wands again. Again, like, I think like victory will come is just like what that's trying to say, is like we will, like, we're aspiring leaders to contribute to the greater good. That's our victory, and that's like where we will win.
Yeah, if we're gonna get everything we want.
So,
hey,
that's the end of that.
I got it. Hold on. Where's the... Hey, are we gonna get everything we want?
I don't see why not. Seems like a yes to me.
We pulled a lot of power, but I don't know. It was good.
I think it
was good.
The fact that the 6 of Wands came up in 3 of the readings is testament to the success that we will see, that we've been asking for and that we've been channeling. So
yeah,
I don't see why not. But thank you for coming to our very special vibe check.
Very special vibe check. New Year's vibe check.
This is the last episode of Queerosphere Season 2.
Yep.
So you won't see us again until Season 3.
We're moving on.
And we will announce those dates on social media, so you can make sure you're following us so that you can get those dates when we finally announce them. And you can listen to our beautiful voices again.
Oh.
So you can find us on social media, Descent to the Queerosphere on Instagram or Facebook, and you can also email us in queerosphere@gmail.com, and that'll email us. And queerosphere.net is where we keep our content, so if you want the hub of where it's all at, I'm talking to you, Spokane.
Okay, bye.
Bye.